Alright, so I'm going to jump on the road and then we're going to get right into what this video is about. Alright, so once again, 28 degrees here in New York City. And, it's just that time of year in New York where we're in sub-zero degree like temperatures. You just have to be very careful when you're driving any of these cars, these 392s, these Hellcats. You got to be extremely careful. If you do not jump on a winter tire, a snow winter tire, and there is a difference between an all-season and a snow winter tire. So what I do is since I have a second car, just to save money, I don't jump on snow winter tires for the most part because I have a second car I can drive. If this is my only car, I would probably definitely 100% jump on some snow winter tires just to have peace of mind. Not saying I'm gonna drive this car in extreme, snow where it's like heavy snow, but if it's light snow, 2 to 3 inches or something like that, and then after the snow it goes away and they start to, then they start to clean up the roads, you still have to kind of deal with black ice and things like that. And these snow winter tires are not just for snow, they're for extreme cold temperatures like what we're going through right now. Here it is, 28 degrees here in New York. So, and the days before this, it was 15 degrees and 11 degrees with wind chills making it feel like single digits and even below zero. So those tires and the compound that's built in those tires are made to withstand extreme cold. So that's why you're buying them. You're not just buying them just because for a snowstorm. You're hoping that there won't be a snowstorm. So right now I just kind of stepped on it. Look at this, these tires are spinning. Just to show you guys an example, you can't really see too much of the road because I'm trying to be hands-free today. I don't feel like holding the camera, so I got my camera mounted up on my glass. But coming up to a red light right now, and I'll show you. And I'll even put the car in eco mode just so it can be at its weakest point for the most part. I'll put the car in eco mode. All right, so we're in eco mode, and just watch how these tires spin. So I know how to feather it the right way. I'm on summer tires right now at 28 degrees in New York. I know how to feather it the right way, so it'll spin, but I'm not gonna lose control. Some people do not know how to do that. One of my guys sent me a video on Instagram, and it looks like it was a narrow body Hellcat, but it just looked like it was somewhere in California or somewhere in Florida where it's extremely warm out. It was dry, and this person was in a narrow body Hellcat, an all white Hellcat, and they completely lost control. On a road that was dry when it was not cold outside, and and I'm sure they had summer tires. These tires should have been sticking to the ground. Meanwhile, this person just lost control. So if you can lose control on a bright sunny day where the ground is dry, and you have more than likely summer tires on at that point that are going to stick to the ground, what makes you think you won't lose control on summer tires in temperatures that are 28 degrees, 25 degrees, 11 degrees, 10 degrees? You're gonna lose control. Even, I'm telling you right now, even with these snow winter tires that you can jump on, the Blizzaks that I've been trying to get for the longest, I've just never got them because the winters go so quick before you know it, it's over, and it's like, to me, it would just be like a waste of money. So I just don't really want to do it. But even with those tires, you can still spin this car. You can spin the wheels on this car. You can kind of fishtail. You can start to get sideways a little bit in these cars, even with those tires. But those tires are made for the actual, the extreme temperatures, the real cold ground. So those tires are made to stick a little bit more than like a summer tire that kind of hardens up like a hockey puck. So, you just got to realize when you're driving these cars what the temperature is, what tires you're on, what mode you're in, what your traction control is. There's a lot of different factors that go into when you're driving this car. It's not just every single day it's going to handle the same way. It's going to behave the same way. The attributes in this car can change in a heartbeat. That's why I always tell people, the Hellcat is the most unpredictable car on the planet, because every day can be different. Especially if you live in a place like New York, like where I live, where you go through true seasons, and you got spring, summer, fall, and winter, and you can have some of these harsh winters where it could be 15 degrees outside. So a lot of people don't have that. They live in, you know, in the South, maybe Florida, Texas, or California, where it's just always just for the most part warm, and all they really have to deal with sometimes is just like a little rain. So that would be their actual inclement weather that they have to kind of worry about. But here in New York, you can get the rain, the ice, the snow, the heat, just about everything, you know. And so you have to kind of look at it every single day as a different day, how this car is going to behave. Like, this car will behave completely different from one day to the next. And like, here we are here in New York, you know, in the wintertime, it'll be 30 today, you know, it's just 29 degrees now. It just increased, the temperature just increased. So it could be 30 degrees today, and the next day it'll be 15. So you may think, and you're taking these same roads to go to wherever you're going, to work or wherever you're going, you may think, okay, I can make this right turn and hit the throttle the same way as I did yesterday, but the next day you'll lose control. So, and I'm telling you right now, when this car's in eco mode, I've done it, you know, just to try to test the car. I've been in eco mode, and I made a right turn when it was like, you know, 15 degrees out, and the car just literally fishtailed. I had to like let off, because if I wouldn't have let off, I'd have probably lost control. So you do have to know what you're doing. You have to learn this throttle. You got to know exactly what you're doing, especially in these Hellcats with all this power. As soon as you tap the button, as soon as you tap that throttle, it can get away from you real quick. So just something I want to get out there. You know, some of the guys, you know, have asked me in the past, you know, is it hard to drive? One of my guys just got a Hellcat. He lives in, I think, New Jersey. I'm supposed to be, you know, meeting up with him soon to do a video. It's just been tough to meet up with him because I've been working most of my days off. So it's been tough for me to kind of even get videos out. So I'm on my way to work right now. But I just kind of want to touch on something that people have been asking me over and over again. You know, if you are going to have one of these cars, a 392 or a Hellcat, you know, these cars where it's like, you know, a lot of power, in a city where it's extremely cold, I would say jump on, if you're gonna be driving it daily like how I drive mine, I would say jump on some snow winter tires, some Bridgestone Blizzaks. Not just an all season. The all season is right in the middle. You want to get something as extreme as a snow winter tire. So it's a different compound and it's made for extreme temperatures. So that's what you want. You want to get something like that, and then try to, of course, still take it easy. You can't really go too crazy, but you'll have a little bit more protection. You'll have a little bit more traction and a little bit more peace of mind that you won't lose control. Martinez. Alrighty, so I had to make a quick stop and get breakfast on my way to work right now. But like I was saying before, we're gonna be jumping on the highway right now, and I'm gonna show you a little bit on the highway how, once again, this car could start to, you know, get away from you on the highway. Just for the sake of this video, it's 30 degrees now. It's starting to increase. You know, the temperature today, I think the high is supposed to be 32 or 34, so we're getting to that now. But you know, I wish I did this video, you know, yesterday when it was real cold, like, you know, 25. And I think I did a video, I was just in the middle of work and I couldn't really get to it. And I think a week before that, or like a few days before that, we were in like the teens. So it was like, or like last week it was 15 degrees, like I said, with that wind chill that made it feel like 7. So we're gonna jump on the highway. I'll keep the car in eco mode just so you guys kind of know that even in the weakest mode, all right, and you're on these summer tires, these are the trash Pirellis that come on this car. You gotta be careful. You gotta be careful when you're accelerating, when you're trying to get on the on-ramp. So, you know, it will spin on you big time. All right, the ground today is not as dangerous as it was a few days ago when, you know, it was extremely cold out. But yet, needless to say, it is still dangerous. So I'm at a red light now. I'm about to jump on the highway. After this light turns green, I'll jump on just so you guys can kind of see, when you're in New York or anywhere on the East Coast and you have a 392 with 485 horsepower, or you know, or this Hellcat with 717, or if you have an older Hellcat with 707 or whatever, if you have a red eye with 797, it's all no joke. It's all no joke. It's enough power in those cars with these extreme temperatures, if you're on the wrong tire, to lose control. So, you know, it's just here we go. You know, it's something that you have to know what you're doing. I'm telling you, you gotta kind of know what you're doing. So right now, 35 miles per hour, getting up to the on-ramp right now, and you'll see just how quick you gotta, let me just hit vent so you can kind of hear it. You gotta ease into the throttle. You gotta ease into it, you know. You gotta really just, you gotta ease on the throttle. If you're on summer tires, you can drive this car in the wintertime on summer tires. You just gotta be easy. I would not recommend driving in snow because, you know, they just have no traction, you lose control. But if it's no snow and the ground is just cold, it's just cold out, the ground is gonna be extremely cold, the ground is gonna be hard, the tire's gonna harden up until you kind of get them warmed up a little bit. They'll still be pretty much hard, and, you know, you really gotta ease on that throttle. You can't go too crazy with the throttle. That's the main thing I like to tell people. That's the main thing I tell people when they're driving a Hellcat or a 392 on summer tires in the wintertime. You know, winters, like I said, in New York are just so quick. Before you know it, it's spring. So, you know, I just can't really find, and, you know, and it takes a long time before it hits winter. Sometimes in November and December, it's still warm out. For the most part, it's still 45. You know, it's like, you know, you can still be on summer tires with no problem at temperatures like that. You know, other people may think that's super cold, but it's really not. Especially here in New York when you're used to like the teens, it's just not cold. So, well, let me just show you a little acceleration a little bit. So, you gotta really just, like right now, I'm just gradually on it. You know, I mean, I got up to a number I can't even tell you guys, but you gotta gradually get on it. You know, you can't just jam on it. If you jam on it, it's gonna be no good with summer tires. So you gotta literally slowly just get on it. You know, that's what you gotta do. So moral of the story is just be careful out there, guys, when you're driving these cars in extreme temperatures on summer tires. If you are on an all season, you'll have a little bit more traction.